Guys, I'm kind of nervous for that.
I'm bad at speaking like this.
Now I'm here.
Not to make everyone else nervous, but
Something about the way that you talk to me.
oh god, now I'm
Even when you're not around, I feel you.
Hi guys,
I feel you.
welcome to Let's Talk NAC. We wanted to put this out to answer any questions or concerns about the group and about the whole audition process for a cappella groups because we totally understand how scary it can be to kind of gauge all of this virtually for incoming students, especially for freshmen.
Someone like you. Find someone like you. Yeah.
it was a good vibe. Yeah.
So we're just going to go around and introduce ourselves. My name is Annika. I am a senior at Barnard College. I'm a soprano 1, and I was the old president. I am currently the social chair.
Hi guys, I'm Samir. I'm a sophomore in Columbia College, and I'm a bass. And yeah, excited to meet all of you.
Hey everybody, my name's Nathan. I'm a senior in Columbia College. I am a tenor in notes and keys. I guess that's a tenor 1. Happy to be here.
Wait, sorry. What else do I say? Can you cut that? Hi guys, I'm Ava. I'm a sophomore in Columbia College and I'm an alto, and I am currently the director of marketing. So I'm running the NAC Talk and the NACstagram.
Hi everyone, I'm Chloe. I'm a junior. I'm the president of Notes and Keys. I'm a soprano 2. I think naturally a little bit more of an alto, but that's a conversation for another day. And I study philosophy. Are we doing majors? I'll say mine. I study philosophy.
Hi, I'm Sabrina. I am the vice president. I'm an alto 2. I guess I'll say what I study. I study creative writing and psychology, and we're roommates. Yeah.
So welcome.
Can we just go over basic information about auditions, kind of like audition timeline, what parts we're auditioning, what to sing, can we audition in different genres and languages?
All the a cappella groups have kind of come together for auditions. They start August 31st and they end September 8th. So in that time frame, you can go to the link in our bio, which is the larger Google form for all a cappella groups. Essentially, all you have to do is submit a video of you singing a verse and a chorus of any song. Please try to keep that under 1 minute and make sure there's no background music. And then after you submit that, you can just continue to scroll through the Google form and like choose whichever group you want to audition for. So or groups, you can audition for as many as you want. For us, you will just scroll down. We have a couple more questions just to get to know you. It doesn't matter if you've had any like musical background. We have tons of members who have been, singing for years and tons who, started singing right in college. You don't have to sight read. Just really, if you're interested in auditioning, like please do so. We would love to hear all of you. In regards to auditioning and in a different language, we've had tons of members do that. Just if you want to audition. We're not like regulating really anything in that regard. So really, it's open to everyone and anyone.
What are some of your audition tips?
I feel like picking a song that you're comfortable with is very helpful. Like I auditioned with a song that I sang like senior year for my high school a cappella group that I like knew pretty well. And I was like, I knew I wasn't gonna be like freaking out right before the audition.
And she killed it.
Thanks, Nathan. But yeah, just like sing something that you feel like really shows off your voice and that you're comfortable singing.
Yeah, I would also say, so I actually auditioned twice for Notes and Keys. The first time I was definitely a little bit more nervous, and I think a lot of people, especially when they get nervous, they will like kind of do a lot and will also be loud and not necessarily think about like what a cappella is exactly. What would make you more successful in that process might be focusing more on like technique, pitch, your ability to just like have control over what your voice does with dynamics and phrasing. As opposed to like your ability as a soloist or like how strong you can riff or how loud you can belt.
One other audition tip is to have fun. I know it's a little bit different because normally like you'd be auditioning in front of all of us, so hopefully this helps with nerves a bit because you can, retake this video as many times as you want, but we really just want to get to know you. Like this entire process might seem very daunting at first, but it's, essentially you finding a really strong community that you'll be with for years to come. So just have fun, and we really can't wait to hear like all of you audition.
Can you re-record that? That was so weird. The way you say that. And segueing into kind of more about the group. So why did all of you choose NAC?
A lot of it for me was after you get accepted into the a cappella groups, they all invite you to these like get-togethers. I mean, I guess it's not going to happen this year, but last year they invited us all to a bunch of get-togethers, and after I went to all of them, when I went to Notes and Keys one, it just kind of it was a totally different energy from all the other ones. It was like very homely, I guess is the right word, and it kind of just like flipped the switch for me, and I was like, this is like who I want to hang out with.
That's so sweet. I love hearing these stories.
I went into the whole a cappella process just wanting first to like find a musical home and where I thought I could like grow the most. And I think that I really benefit from like being around musicians that are like better than I am. And NAC is full of like the most talented people I have literally met ever in my life. Musicians, like all kinds of musicians. I mean, Nathan, like jazz musician, and then there's like Maisie who can arrange. It's like every single person has their niche, and there's lots of like solo artists too in all different kinds of directions. And so I feel like I could tell from like my audition and seeing people and like even just like looking up like the individual people on Instagram that like I wanted to be around these people, not only to like learn and grow from them musically, but then also realizing that they were going to be like some of my best friends in college. So I don't know. I think that it's like first I realized the music, and then it was like this added gift that it's also like a home and a social group, and just like you feel so at home as soon as you're in it.
That was adorable. It's how you get to like on a college tour when you arrive on a campus and you're like, whoa, like I feel this.
So like one of the seniors last year kind of talked about this. But I feel like I see a lot of my friends right now and they're like very ready to graduate. They're kind of like, okay, I've come to Columbia, I've like done everything I've wanted to do. And now I'm very ready to like leave and like get on with my life. And I feel like I would feel pretty much the same way if it weren't for this group. And I feel like this group is the thing that makes the thought of leaving just the absolute hardest, because it's already making the thought of leaving just really suck. And it made us going completely virtual this year. I think that was the thing that I was the saddest about, was not having rehearsals or performances. But I would just definitely stress that like if you like, this is the best thing I've done in college, hands down. I know most of the people in this group can kind of say the same thing. All of the seniors last year said the same thing. All of the seniors the year before that said the same thing. So if you get the opportunity to join this group, I would just like implore you to do so. Because like statistically speaking, it will probably be the best decision you've made in college. So this group is the oldest group on campus. What are some of your favorite traditions?
Something that's really special is right when I came into the group in the fall, we saw like a bunch of NAC archives, and just like actually seeing the history like on paper in front of you, and like learning how many people have been part of NAC through like equally turbulent times, like through like world wars and things like that, and seeing how like the group has this history just felt really important.
Yeah, it's like so old too, founded in 1908.
I would say my favorite. What? Super old. Okay.
So I would say one of my favorite traditions is the mid-semester concert, which we always just pick like a theme, and it always rhymes with like Notes and Keys. So like, what's your favorite one?
We had Brokeback Mountain last year, based off the famous film. It was great. It was really, really great. And for all of our concerts, you'll see on our YouTube channel that like we all dress up for them. I know I was really confused about that the first time I watched NAC videos. Like when I was auditioning, I was like, what is up with these videos? Because we look a little crazy.
Is we have like so many things that have been passed along that we don't know the origins of. Like, for example, we do this thing before all of our concerts or like performances where we like put our hands in a circle and we say notes in science. And then we like fan out, and like, where does that come from? No one knows. And we have so many arrangements of songs that we have like no clue who arranged them. We don't have sheet music for them at all. For example, like Hallelujah, we just learned that by ear.
Yeah, and I think what's also kind of cool about that is like every year as different people learn the arrangements, there are definitely like little tweaks that happen in them just because people like forget or because people want to like have their, moment to like, add another harmony in there. So I think that's also kind of cool because you have like that tradition, but there's also like remnants of like being creative still and like doing, just kind of adapting the group every year. And I think that's kind of a fun metaphor.
Okay, amazing. So what genres do we sing and how do we select music?
It kind of changes each year, but I think we're pretty much normally like R&B and pop, and we've done a few neo soul songs these past few years.
Song, because our members arranged it. So like if you want to arrange like any sort of song, like you can do heavy metal if you want to, or like rap, or like literally anything, you can bring it in and we will perform it. So that's pretty great. We do everything.
One of our music directors last year was also like taking requests towards like the middle of the spring, and I think that that's really helpful, especially for those of us who like don't arrange. We can still get our voice in.
I'll send Maisie like the same song maybe like 10 times, and then finally I'll be like, well, I'll start subtle. I'll be like, the songs are really good, you should listen. She's like, okay. And then like 2 days later I'm like, oh my god, I listened to the song again, crazy. And by the 10th time I'm like, please arrange. She's like, okay. That's one way. It's a little different.
What are rehearsals like? Do you want to walk us through one?
So we have rehearsals 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. They're each for 2 hours. Sundays are probably my favorite rehearsal just because we spend like the first portion of the rehearsal doing check-ins, which we do every Sunday. Everyone just like gives a little blurb about how their week's been.
So like we do have a lot of fun in our rehearsals, and it is really nice to like get to see everyone and get to check in with how everyone's doing. But then we also do like, we are very productive. We do learn music very quickly. And so I think it's a really good mix of like that social and that like productive type of energy.
Yeah, I feel like we maybe learn like 10 to 12 songs in a given concert period, which is like half the semester.
So what gigs do you typically do? How often do you do them? And what are some cool ones that you guys have done in the past?
We do quite a bit of gigs. Really vary. Like sometimes we'll sing at weddings. Sometimes we sung at Lincoln Center this past year at Tully Hall, which was incredible. Mm-hmm. We got to like, perform for a couple hours. We actually got a gig this past year while we were all singing on the street, which was pretty cool. I don't know about my favorite gig we've done was definitely the proposal. That was so sweet. We like woke up this really early Saturday or I don't know, Friday morning or something. We went into the park and it was like a surprise. So we're just all like standing on the bridge while the couple walks by and then we start serenading them. And it was really, really beautiful.
Doing a cappella. How long have we been doing it?
For quite a few years.
So it's like a bunch of a cappella groups, mainly from the Northeast, and we all come together and everyone gets like a short set, and it was really cool, like seeing all the other a cappella groups, being able to talk to them.
Yeah, and like also because we're in New York, so many a cappella groups across the country like come through the city on tours. So we'll constantly get emails from different groups, and sometimes they'll stay with us and we'll like mingle with them. We'll do a rehearsal with them. We'll do like an impromptu performance on campus with them. So that's always super fun, meeting different a cappella groups across the country. Like I know my freshman year, we sang with the Vanderbilt Melodors, and I remember like listening to them a lot in high school, so that was insane. So also my second month into school, we got a request from Lin-Manuel Miranda to sing for his father-in-law's retirement party at their family home. So that was genuinely surreal. I think just being in New York City, we get like requests for kind of insane gigs. Like we got asked to be in a movie this past semester.
We got asked to sing at MSG, Madison Square Garden, at a Knicks game, which would have been
COVID interrupted it.
yeah, but that was on the schedule.
Also, like, just to add on to like kind of the gig experience, like something that I really love about like having gigs with NAC is that we kind of make, most of the time we make like a day out of it, or like some sort of like section of the weekend out of it, where it's like we gig and then like we'll go to dinner, or like if it's in the morning we'll all hang out, and it's like really good. Like we make lots of memories, and it's just like a really amazing time to like not only get to perform in like really amazing places for really awesome people or like organizations and stuff, but then also to like make these memories with friends after.
Yeah. Yum. But it's cool because we just like block it out, and like your other friends will be like, "What are you doing?" And I'll be like, "I'm so sorry, like it's a NAC night."
It's a thing, like,
and like they'll
people
understand.
say that,
like
yes.
they'll just be like, "It's a NAC night." Like that's it. You don't argue.
Yeah, like specifically, I remember after the wedding gig, we went to one of the members' apartments. His family lived on, I think, somewhere in the 50s. And we just stayed up all night, just like talking and hanging out. I think we went to bed at maybe
Really all night.
Yeah, it was so fun.
I went to go get McDonald's with Max, whose family apartment it is, at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, we have cool gigs. And we're gonna try our best to like do virtual gigs as well this upcoming year. There's obviously a lot of uncertainty with like what we can do, but we've actually already gotten quite a few requests to do like virtual gigs. So I'm sure more will come as the year progresses.
What is the time commitment for Notes and Keys? It is like 6 hours a week minimum without like if we don't have any gigs. But there's so many people in this group who are like just leaders on campus who are involved in so many different things, who are exec members of so many different clubs outside of this one. So you can definitely be very well-rounded if you join the group.
So we have like, rehearsal 3 times a week. NAC is definitely a time commitment, and like I think all members take it really seriously, which is great, and that's why we're able to sing as many songs as we do and be as productive as we are. But at the same time, I think there's like not a single member of NAC who's not involved in something else on campus, or who isn't, for example, pursuing their own music career. Like it's a great thing to balance with everything else in your life, and all members are able to do it. So it's something you can definitely manage, but also something, to take seriously. And I think it'll change a bit, this year, because we don't entirely know what the fall will look like on campus. But we're still going to have structure. We're still going to have virtual rehearsals. We're still going to have that same family spirit that we always have had. So time commitment should probably be easier this fall. But yeah.
And that segues us into our next question. So what would virtual a cappella look like this next year?
Okay, so virtual a cappella this upcoming year, like bottom line is Notes and Keys is first and foremost like a family and a community that will always be there for each other, and that's definitely not going to change this fall or this year. What it's most likely going to look like is we're probably still going to have Sunday rehearsals, which will be our check-ins with everyone. We'll definitely be doing less songs than normal, just because it's going to be a little bit, more difficult to manage everyone's time. But what we will be doing is continuing to produce the music videos we've been putting out. And it also all depends on what Columbia allows. I think there's still uncertainty within the school as to like what they're going to let groups do, but we're going to do our absolute best to make sure that, Notes and Keys remains as strong and as, and continues to move forward as much as it possibly can.
Yeah, and I think that because we're in such uncharted territory, I think, if you come with ideas of stuff you'd like to do, that's certainly really welcome.
So how close are you as a group?
I hate everyone. Just kidding. We're so close. Like everyone would joke my freshman year that like NAC was my friend group, which was true. Like I would hang out with Notes and Keys all the time. I think we're just like, everyone always says this and it sounds super cheesy, and I'll be honest, I hate saying it, but we are a family, and like we hang out all the time. And even over, quarantine, we still were calling each other, we still were checking up on each other. And that's like one of the greatest parts about NAC, if not the greatest part, is the people who join and just how close we all get to one another. I have no doubt in my mind that like we will remain friends even after we leave NAC. And I just feel like I'm very lucky to have everyone in the group who is in the group. I've made some of my closest friends here, and there's not a single member of Notes and Keys who I wouldn't feel comfortable like spending the day with. I like always say this, that everyone just gets along so well, and it's just the best. Like I don't know what I would do without NAC, and I mean I'm the president, so I guess I don't know what NAC would do without me either.
Let's cut that. Anyway, so because I had no a cappella experience, when I was auditioning, I didn't really realize the commitment, or like not even the commitment, just like how much time I would have to spend with these people. But I got so lucky that like it wasn't how much time will I have to, it was like how much time can I, because I just wanted to hang out with everyone so much. I don't think I realized that, cheesy as it sounds again, that these were like gonna be my family.
She loves to copy what I say, so
Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like, I mean, I was new this year, and I genuinely like have never felt welcomed so quickly. Like you really feel like the group, like through the audition process, I know it's like harder to see now because it's virtual. NAC wants you. I genuinely like, people were texting me like, do you want to get coffee? Like, and then all like the gig things. And even like now that it's virtual, like we still have ideas planned for you guys. Like you'll still be joining a family. And like, we're all so excited to meet you. And that's just like the main thing with NAC is like, that you're like entering this group of like lifelong friends that like also want to make lifelong friends with you. So yeah.
Before I got to college, I was definitely in, I guess, performing spaces where you were kind of constantly trying to prove yourself and like how talented you were. And I think I got to NAC, and it was just one of those things where everyone is just at a level of talent where there's literally just, you don't feel competitive with other people. Like you genuinely just want the group to succeed. Like I feel like there are songs that I really like, but I'm like, I'm not gonna audition for this because I know like Ava's gonna sound phenomenal on it, and I really want her to get it. And it's just that type of vibe. Like we're always supporting each other, and we like all just really want what's best for the group. And it's like I feel like I can text literally any member of Notes and Keys and like ask to get like food or coffee, and that's like totally normal, and I would do that. So,
and I also think that support like goes beyond campus. Like Nathan last summer was performing in the city at Club Coming, and it was like, I think it was every Wednesday night, and I remember this because I would go every time he performed, and it was like me and like 6 other members of Notes and Keys, and it wasn't like we just all wanted to go. It's just like the minute you join NAC, you really are joining a group of people who want to be your friend and who want to be your support system. And like I was so proud of Nathan, and there have been so many other moments where I go and see the other members and see what they're doing off campus, and I'm just like blown away. And I know I'm definitely speaking for the rest of the group when I say that, like, we are there to support you all the time through all your endeavors, through like the ups and the downs, and we just love seeing like what our members do. So
yeah, and just to add, I've literally gotten like internships from this group and like class help and homework help. So like when we say we will support you in every way that we can, we like fully mean that. What's the group's vibe? I feel like we answered that, right? Like what's the group's vibe?
Silly, fun, flirty,
Quirky.
Oh, so good.
We're not like other a cappella groups.
That was so good. We all passed the vibe check, if that's what you're asking.
Sorry guys, I have to go, but NAC is one of the most amazing parts of my college experience. I love everybody so much, and I think most importantly, I've improved so much as like a vocalist, and just been around, never been around so many talented people in my life, and it's just been like a transformative experience for me, like as a musician, I'd say. So everyone, and hopefully I'll see you in our group.
Yes.
Bye, Samir.
Bye.
So how often do we normally meet outside of rehearsal? Not for gigs or anything, but just for social activities.
Like you aren't forced to like hang out with people, but like it's nice because you eventually like end up like making friends and like being friends with the whole group. So it just kind of becomes like part of your like schedule at Columbia.
Like in the fall and in the spring, obviously our spring was cut short. We'll just sit on the lawns in between classes. Like that's a NAC tradition. Like anytime it's a nice day out, people will just text each other and be like lawns, and it kind of becomes like a multiple hour block of like different members of NAC like sitting and doing their homework.
Like
or
who's
just,
there
like,
right now?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
I'm coming after class.
Yeah. And I feel like I end up just seeing NAC members every day. Like obviously
It's just like those are your best friends. So like how
yeah.
often do you see your best friends?
We also do retreat, and that's twice a year. Like usually right in the middle of the semester, we'll go to someone's house and we'll stay there for a weekend. It's definitely my like favorite NAC tradition.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just like really when you realize how much you love and need the group. And we just get really close. It's like as wholesome and as sweet as you could possibly think it is. Like we just sit around a fire and like really just get to know one another, and it's like it's not like you're away, like good quality time together.
Last time we were forced to
Last time there was no
we had no.
service.
It was like we were in the cabin in the middle of the woods, so like it was forced. But you don't even notice because like what would you want to be doing on your phone anyway? But it's definitely awesome, and especially for the newbies.
What's your favorite NAC retreat memory or story?
I really liked when it was my fall. I think we did this a couple of times, but this was specifically during what I remember very clearly was my first retreat in the fall of my sophomore year, where we went to the cabin for the first time. Or was that the second time? I think it was the first time. Yeah, it was the first time. And we had all the newbies do their audition songs again. And I thought that that was really fun because, I don't know, I thought a lot of it was like getting to see like, oh, like we were there and now we're here. And like people already like, you know, got better as singers, and like people, it was just like very nostalgic. And especially like as a newbie, it's kind of funny to see like, oh, I was so nervous when I was singing that in front of you for the first time. But the second time is kind of like, oh, well, I don't get nervous singing around you because like I've done it so much and like love all of you. So
So what makes NAC unique?
We touched upon this a lot, but like I like honestly didn't think it was possible to have a group like this, and like I'm not gonna just like keep piling on everything that we've said, but it is really true that like we're all friends. And so like I just didn't think that that was possible to have like a big group of people who are really talented and also really invested in like the group over just themselves, and also are genuinely like really cool, awesome people with like passions of their own and want to be friends with each other. And it's just this like really awesome balance. So I think that that makes NAC really unique.
yeah, like I totally agree. And I think I've like, you know, music has kind of been like my thing. Like, you know, I've done a lot of it like for a while, like all through middle school and high school. But yeah, no, I just mean there's like never really been a point where I'm like, and I feel like it's normal, like you don't really gel with every single person you collaborate with. Like, you know, like in those groups there's always been like a couple people where I'm like, yeah, I know we don't really vibe so well. So like, you know, I'll stick, you know, to my friends, or like, you know, be aware that like we don't connect super well outside of music as we make music together. But that doesn't happen in this group. Like I've genuinely not felt like there's like someone or some people that I'm like a eye roll, or like, you know, I need to be like mindful of like what I'm saying so that like other people don't like, you know, think something, or I have to, or do I think they have to be mindful about what they're saying so that it doesn't bother. Like it's just, it's a good vibe. Everyone is genuinely like friends and getting along with each other all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, just to like reiterate what like everyone has said so far, like everyone is just so unbelievably talented. I just remember like the first time that I heard a lot of people perform in the group, I literally like my jaw dropped, and I like the first time I heard Run to You, I started crying in the room, and I was like, I've known these people for 2 weeks and I am in awe of their sound and their talent and just how well they like sing together as a group. And then I think like NAC is I've made some of the best memories I've made in college with this group, hands down. And I think a lot of the memories that I remember are just kind of the little things, like going to JJ's after every single rehearsal and like laughing till I cry with this group, like sitting on the lawns or the steps together, like having a study room in Butler together. Like it's a lot of those little moments that have just kind of happened over the past few years that I'm just like I love this group. This is the best thing I've done. I've traveled with people in this group. I have like I see them all the time. I've made some of my really close like friends in this group, so I'm really grateful for that. It's definitely the people and the talent, like a really equal mix of both. What advice do you have for incoming freshmen?
My advice would be like, just don't stress. I literally already said this, but I only sung in the shower. I was like, this is going to be disastrous. Luckily it was. But like, literally don't stress. And especially since it's video submissions, you can really get into your head.
I would also say to freshmen, like, feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to reach out to other a cappella groups as well. Like, I think everyone will find their place on campus. If you're interested in a cappella, like, you will find the group that fits you the best. Hopefully you get a vibe of who we are and like how close we are, but it's still daunting. It's a little scary to audition for these groups. So just reach out. We're very friendly. We'd love to talk to all of you.
Yeah, I would also say be super open. We want to hear all of you. We want to get to know all of you. But you know, there are not going to be an infinite number of spots. Like I think, how many people did we have audition last year or the year before? Was it like over 100?
We had like 160.
Right. And so like, you know, like we are super open to all of you, and like, you know, we want to get to know you, we want to hear you. But, you know, I would say just be open-minded and like be aware that, you know, we can't take everyone, even though as much as we would like to.
Don't be afraid to audition for something twice. Like, there are plenty of people who audition for NAC the first year and don't get in, and then come back the second year and get in. And that's something we really encourage.
So we're in a city school, and community isn't something that just happens upon you. You have to actively like go out and find it. So I genuinely just really recommend kind of finding a group maybe earlier on in college, like freshman, sophomore year.
No, but it's one of the best ways to meet people right now. So yeah, do it.
We cannot wait to have all of you audition for us. And I know that's the same sentiment for all the other groups as well.
I already love you all.
Toodles.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye.
I feel you, boy. Yeah. Tangled in your love and your energy. Perhaps it was the way that you smiled. I see you, boy. Oh, did you, boy? Yeah. I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you. Find someone like you. Yeah. I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you. Find someone like you. Maybe I want this to last forever. Maybe I want this. Can we make this last forever? Nothing's ever perfect, but you're perfect to me. I've worked, been asleep, you're a dream, I need you. Though we got a past, I want you. And even when it's bad, I love you.